And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken, right here on BearcatJournal.com. www.galacticfriedchicken.com. Go to the website. That'll get you the app. The app will get you delivery right to your front door, pretty much anywhere inside the 275 loop. Or Wednesday through Sunday, head down to Dayton, Kentucky. Tell them to pump it up and save yourself 15% off of the Galactic goodness. Some chicken tenders, some fries, some fried chicken, all gluten-free, and they will get you taken care of. Support the people that support us, Galactic Fried Chicken. It is out of this world. Hi, Aaron.
Yo.
Pretty good BCJ pod tonight. A lot of information, a lot of good conversation on the Bearcats, but what we didn't do, we set us up for West Virginia, and we talked a lot about the happenings of the past week, but we did not look ahead to the Big 12 in Week 12.
Yeah, no, why would you? That's what we do here.
And then I did. I was not impressed with this week's slate, Aaron.
I will say, I do want to say that last week I put my money where my mouth was, and I actually put 1 unit on every single bet that I had, or every single take that I had, and I came out roughly almost at 50%. So it was close.
So you lost money.
I mean, but not much. Not much.
It's a weird flex, Aaron.
I'm just saying, when you're calling every game and every over and every spread, I did all 3 for each game, unless you
should have just lied and said you broke even.
Well, I could have probably broke even if the money line was like plus 1,500. Why am I putting anything on? That's stupid.
Right, I know. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Anyway.
But it's a weird slate for the second to last week of the season, but here we are. It starts off on ESPN. Oklahoma at BYU. Oklahoma favored by 24.5. Over under 57.5. Give the points all day.
Give me the points. Give me the over. At elevation, doesn't matter. They're going to smother BYU.
That might be the game that I'm more mad about than any, because BYU is bad.
In hindsight, bad. 5-5 would say otherwise.
I know, but I've watched them play enough. They are not a good football team.
Let's go back to the play that pretty much broke Cincinnati's spirit, which was just throwing it into the air.
Yeah.
Wrong receiver catches it.
Yeah. And runs across the grain to the end zone. Oklahoma's going to beat the brakes off BYU.
Agreed.
I'm with you on that one. They might score 58.
I think Oklahoma's over-under should be 57.5.
Right. They might score 58. So yeah, give me Oklahoma by a lot in that one. Baylor TCU. TCU favored by 13.5, over under 58.5. If there's a game that makes me about as mad as Baylor that Cincinnati didn't, or BYU that Cincinnati didn't win, it's Baylor. Look, they've got the same record in the Big 12. I think 13 is justified as a spread in this game.
What a boring first 2 games, though, on the slate. I guess not Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Not counting Cincinnati, but for this to be the next game up, woof.
Yeah. I guess I'd take TCU and give the points. I think it might be closer than 2 touchdowns. Not a lot closer than 2 touchdowns, but if TCU won by 10 or 14, I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm gonna take TCU and give the points. Over under 58.5. Sure.
I'm going to go under on the over under 50.5. It's entirely too much for this game. 13 is entirely too much of a spread. Again, I'm going to remind you, Sonny Dykes. I'm going to take Baylor to win this game on an upset, and I don't believe in TCU. I have not believed in TCU all season
I know,
long.
but man, Baylor's bad.
Yeah, so is TCU.
That's fair. That's fair. I guess maybe like UC didn't play TCU, so I just they're like, to me it's like they're not even in the same conference.
Yeah,
because I haven't paid a single lick of attention to TCU
for good reason. They're not good.
8 weeks. In 8 weeks, I haven't cared about TCU at all.
Not good.
Other than picking them to lose. Oklahoma State at Houston. Oklahoma State's gotta be big mad in this game, right? They were embarrassed last week, and
drubbed.
Houston's going to bounce back and play well.
No.
In front of dozens of diehard Houston fans.
And Cincinnati ran the ball well against Houston. Oklahoma State runs the ball well.
Yeah. We talked about after the game, there were Houston Texan fans in town for the Bengals game. So when UC Houston started, they were like pretending to cheer for Houston. And I was like, come on. Like you guys don't cheer for Houston. Like you're doing it because it's Cincinnati versus Houston and you're from Houston. But you're not a Houston Cougars fan. Come on. You're not fooling anybody.
It's going to be 81 degrees, partly sunny. Yeah, no, give me Oklahoma State all day in good conditions.
Yeah.
They're going to score well over 7 points more than Houston. And the 60.5, give me the over on that too.
Yeah, because I think that's a thing where like Oklahoma State they're a team that just piles on in the second half because they wear you down.
They're going to have 40, and they make very good second half adjustments. So yeah. I think
except for last
Oklahoma State's but I think Oklahoma State's going to score probably 49-ish.
Yeah, right around 50. So yeah, I'm with you. Give the points and take the over. UCF at Texas Tech. I don't know. I got nothing. I'm not touching this one. Texas Tech is favored by 2.5. The over/under is 60.5. UCF just beat Oklahoma State by 100. I don't want anything to do with this.
ESPN's FBI doesn't know what to make of this either. 54.6% chance to Texas Tech, 45.4% chance to UCF. I think that was Gus Malzahn's last hurrah last week. I'm going to say Texas Tech. As far as Texas Tech 2.5, sure. I'll take 2.5 too. Give me all.
Give 2.5.
Whatever. Give me Texas Tech all day. I don't think UCF has it. Certainly not on the road. No way.
I don't know what to think. I just don't know what to think. It's like I got nothing on that game. Kansas State at Kansas, 7:00 kick on FS1. It sounds like Jason Bean was a mostly full participant in practice so far this week, so I would guess he's going to be back for Kansas. I love Kansas State. They are favored by 7.5. I don't know that I'm giving the points here. Like I think Kansas is going to keep it close, but I think Kansas State wins. Over under 56.5. I'll go over here.
Game of the week for the Big 12, if you ask me. If Jason
it's very bold, Aaron. The two ranked teams are the game of the week.
Whatever. They're still not the highest ranked team anyway. Most interesting game, I think, is UCF Texas Tech, but I think this is the game. Anyway, ESPN is saying 80%, almost 80%, 79.5 to Kansas State. I say don't make a bet on this game until it gets closer to kickoff. Keep an eye on that whole Jason Bean situation. If Jason Bean even if he doesn't play, I
still think Kansas State wins. I just think it's close if Jason Bean plays.
7.5 to Kansas State. I'm probably still going to take Kansas State even at 7.5 right now. But that's with Jason Bean being a question mark. Jason Bean comes back. Maybe it's a different story. 56.5 being the over-under. I'm going to say over.
Yeah, I think over. I think both of these teams are going to approach the 30s.
38, 30, something like that.
Yeah. 28, 30, 31, 28. Yeah, something along those lines. So I would go over as well. I just don't feel comfortable giving the points, even though I think Kansas State is going to win. Texas at Iowa State. 8 p.m. in Ames. Texas favored by 7.5. Here's the interesting part that I think is a tell from Vegas, Aaron. The over-under is only 46.5. They do not have a lot of confidence in Quinn Ewers against this outstanding Iowa State secondary. I'm taking Iowa State. Money.
Quinn Ewers has only thrown 4 interceptions this season. That said, I think it's more along the lines of the fact that Iowa State runs the ball as many times as they do, and it's going to be hard to get possessions at the rate that Texas is accustomed this season to having possessions. That said, 46.5.
And they're not just going to be able to freely move the ball down the field in the air.
I'm probably going to go under at 46.5. 7.5, I'm still going to take Texas.
So what do you think the score is going to be?
I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, actually.
Well, obviously, you took the under at 46.5.
But I'm still
23-21 is right there. 24-21.
I don't think
right there.
I don't think Iowa State scores more than 10 points in this game.
So you think the difference is Texas' defense against the Iowa State offense, which
I do.
You might be right. Like that might be. I'm looking at. I don't think Texas is going to be able to really.
I don't either.
What Texas wants to do,
but I'm thinking more. I'm thinking more along the lines of 24-10, something like that. And Texas wins, but it's not a drubbing or anything like that. Like it's still. You never feel safe with the game, but
I'm going to take Iowa State in the upset here, just because then that introduces complete chaos.
Oh, I'm in my heart. My heart is rooting for that. Sure, absolutely. But I'm just, as I'm going to bet, it's not going to be on that.
Yeah. All right, not a whole lot to talk about in basketball. So
the all right was the all right.
I was just getting to. I don't think there's anything we really need to discuss in basketball tonight. Looking forward, so we'll get to that down the road.
There was a game last night, wasn't there, that we didn't get to talk about?
Nothing that was like important, I don't think. Let me pull it back
up. The Kansas-Kentucky game. We never talked about.
Oh that. Yeah. Look, Kansas is pretty damn good. Like, I'm not the biggest Hunter Dickinson fan in terms of, I think he's a really good player, but I don't know he had multiple NBA guys on his team in Michigan and they missed the tournament. He's in a better situation at Kansas. I mean, he had an awesome game last night. And kudos to Kansas, like down the stretch, they made the plays. Kentucky wanted to speed them up. They did for a while, and then Kansas settled in towards the end and got the job done. Tonight, Texas is pulling away from Rice. That was a close game, fairly close game at halftime. BYU continues to be a major surprise, Aaron. There's a lot of belief that they weren't going to be good. They are smoking Southeast Louisiana 71-30.
That's right.
They got 71 at the under 12.
Baylor, I think Baylor last night against Kansas City is the closest team to get to 100. I don't think anybody's hit 100 yet in the conference, but 99-61.
Tomorrow, Houston at Towson.
The Charleston Classic.
Yeah, not at Towson, but Houston-Towson in Charleston. Oklahoma State, St. Bonaventure in Brooklyn. Cal State Fullerton, UCF in Orlando.
The Jacksonville Classic campus game.
Big one. big one, the Jacksonville Classic. Everybody's been scurrying to get into the Jacksonville Classic.
Get your tickets.
Yeah, there should still be good seats available.
UCF's only favored by 9.5 in that game.
And then Texas A&M Corpus Christi at Texas Tech. So there you go. We will tomorrow we will have our 3 keys, but it's going to be halftime of Thursday night football. Yeah.
Quick.
I've got radio on Friday, so I'm going to have to be dialed into Bengals Ravens. So we will get you a recorded version of 3 keys tomorrow night at halftime. And then we'll see at the Holy Grail Saturday, 2:30, as the Bearcats take on WVU. And then we'll go live Saturday night to discuss. There's your window. That's how we're looking for content the rest of the week. Aaron, I'll see you soon. That's the Nightcap, brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya.